What's not bizarre is that we've got to talk about Scott Jennings. Scott Jennings is a host on CNN. Now, in case you've been living under a rock, CNN is obviously very, very left wing. It's on the far left as Fox is on the right, we'll say. And for some reason, every night they have this guy named Scott Jennings on, and Scott let's say he brings the more conservative point of view, and they have this like round table show, and he's getting clips after clips after clips because he just bombards them with facts / just information of, oh, they're saying you can't do this, Trump can't do that. And he goes, well, actually, if you look, you can do that. Here's the reason why. And he's very calm. He's usually ganged up on 5-on-1, 4-on-1, 6-on-1. And he just sits there, and he's just this little blonde dude, and he just kind of fires back. So they were talking about these El Salvador prisons because their president, Bukele, I think his name is, he's been saying, hey, El Trumpo, you pay us, we'll take your worst criminals and we'll put them in our prison system. But you got to pay us. And he says, okay. El Trumpo says, how much? He says, like $6 million. And you're thinking, whoa, $6 million, that's a lot. For us, putting that many criminals in prison, not a lot of money, because you got to do it for so long. Our prisons are a little expensive. $6 million for El Salvador is like gazillions. So it's a great deal for everyone. Now, their prison systems, I've talked about them on the show before. This is the dude where they had like a 94% crime rate, where it was like the murder capital of the world. And in the past year, it's gone down, I think, 1%, because anyone that was dealing drugs, a gang member, criminal, whatsoever, he just said, everyone's going to prison. And they don't have an OSHA there. Okay, so they're not following regulations. Instead of like 2 people in a cell, to say the size of this room, they're putting like 12. They're putting everyone just in boxers, I think, just, undershirt basically. And that's it. They shave their head. They treat them exactly like animals. Jenna, do you have a picture of the prison so you can see right now? I mean, yeah, this is what it looks like. These are not happy people, and these are not the cream of crop society wise. And so Scott Jennings said, hey, they were having like actually a funny type of statement and said, he's like, I've got some things right now. And Jenna, you can chime in on this, where he says, if you do this, straight to El Salvador, straight to the prisons. I don't care what it is. And he kind of goes off in a joking manner. So Jenna, play the Scott Jennings video so we can see exactly what he thinks should take you to El Salvador's prisons.
More than 15 seconds at the coffee creamer bar at the coffee shop, straight to El Salvador. 2 or more walking side by side on a sidewalk, you're gone, El Salvador. Recline your seat on an airplane, El Salvador. Disney adults, you're going too. And finally, pronouns in your email signature. Out of here.
I'm for all those. 2 people walking side by side on a sidewalk, you're gone immediately, especially if it's a smaller sidewalk. Reclining in an airplane, 1,000% gone. Sorry, Randy, of the ride with Randy and Chevy tonight. I think they're at 9:30 p.m. Pacific time. He's a big recliner. He's gone. He's 100%. You're El Salvador. You're done. Especially if in first class, maybe I would allow it. If you are the last seat of first class, and then it's exit row, you're allowed to do that, because the next seat is like 8 feet behind you. There's no one you're not going to affect anyone unless Yao Ming's sitting behind you or something like that. What was the other one? Coffee creamer. If you're at like a 7-Eleven, I don't know if Jenna, you have those 7-Elevens where you put your sweet and low and all that stuff. I would give them more than 15 seconds, simply because a lot of times not everything's convenient, where there's sweet and low or trivia or whatever the hell, Splenda, and then the creamers could be over here, then the stirs, and you got to do the little condom for your coffee cup so your hands don't get burned, and then the lid. I would give you about 25 seconds on that, but if it's more than that, you're gone. Disney adults, yeah, that's a little weird. If you're going with kids, I'm okay with it, but Disney as an adult, I've always thought that was a little weird, because even as an adult, when I had kids that were Disney age, I thought it was a damn nightmare. First of all, it's $37 billion to walk in. You buy a churro, it's another $150. You buy a diet soda, it's another $180. So yeah, I'm out. And then pronouns and signature, yeah, that one's just, I'm out 100%. So Jenna, you can chime in on this one as well. Here's mine. I'm just adding to his list. Number 1, and I've already talked about this, voice texting. I hate to bring up Randy again, but he's a famous voice texter, but I will let him slide because he does not go back and fix his mistakes with the thumbs and or fingers. Voice texting should be banned unless you're going to own it and just know that you stink at it, but you're not allowed to voice text in a public setting and or a car with other human beings. So if you're a voice texter, Boom, El Salvador. Whistling in public. I said this, I think last week. If you're a whistler in public, where you're just a happy-go-lucky guy and you start whistling in public, you're gone. Like I said last time as well, humming in public. If you're a hummer, okay, one who hums, Jenna, get your mind out of the gutter, you're gone as well. Very, very simple. I've got 2 hours that I could talk about things at the airport, people that line up at the front of the gate, people that don't know the numerical system. If you're seat number 78 and you're at number 1 and you're looking up like this the entire time, you're gone. You get one shot, boom, you're out of there. People that recline, gone. We've already talked about that. People that take off their shoes, gone. People that bring in extra food. I don't mind extra food. Okay, you can bring in extra food, but if you're bringing in like things that stink, like I had someone who brought in like this, what was it? It was some Japanese food, but holy hell, it stunk up the whole damn place. Like, you're out. You can bring in a pizza because that smells good. But if you're bringing in something that smells like feet, you're out. You're gone. El Salvador. Another one, people with good metabolism. Don't like them because I don't have it. So if you can eat anything that you want and you start losing weight, you're gone. That's my rule. Because right now, if me talking about this segment, I'm probably going to gain 2 pounds. So those people, gone. People that smack their gum, gone. People that chew with their mouth open, either at dinner and or gum, gone. El Salvador. Speakerphone in public, gone. Not just texting. I'm just talking. You're on speakerphone. Okay. Everyone's got headphones now. You can buy them anywhere for like $10. You don't have to get the iPod, whatever's. Okay. You're gone. FaceTime in public, immediately gone. I mean, I'm not even letting you hang up the phone or the phone FaceTime call, whatever it is. You're gone. You're going to El Salvador immediately. The FaceTime one is almost to the point where even if you had headphones on, you might go to El Salvador prison because of me, because I don't want to see the other person's face, especially because unless you're in a corner at an airport, there's always places where you can go to certain areas. You're gone. Oh, this is a big one. If you're out on a date and you're sitting on the same side of the booth with someone you are with, you're gone. You need to be sitting across from them, okay, unless you're sitting with another couple. If you're sitting with another couple, obviously you sit next to your significant other, your husband, your wife, your date, boyfriend, girlfriend, I don't care. Then you're allowed to sit next to them. But if it's just you two going to Applebee's or Chili's, you're not sitting on the same side of the booth. You're a dork if you do that. Oh, this is a good one. People who can't hear or see and they don't fix it. Now, what I mean by that is this. For some reason in Idaho, there's a lot of people that can't hear. And let's just say I have some relatives that have the same issue where they can't hear. And so the person that's with them has to literally start yelling as loud as they can, or they can't hear it. Or here, what they do is they don't even care that you yell. You just have to look at them so they can understand the words. They look at your mouth, basically. All right. Now, what I'm saying by this is, if you can't fix this, like if you can't get hearing aids because you just don't want to because you're too vain, El Salvador, you're gone. I understand that hearing aids are expensive, but it's one of those things. Let's spend the money. They make them so small now that no one even gives two crap. And even if it's got a damn antenna, like an 80s cell phone, I don't care. Everyone knows you can't hear. So if you got something in your ear or not, just put it on so people can hear. And no one wants to get laryngitis from yelling at you because you can't hear us. Okay. People who can't see. Now, this one is for all my friends that are getting older who need readers. And thankfully, I don't need readers yet. But I'm telling you right now, if I do, and I've already made this very public statement to all my friends and family, as soon as I need readers, I'm getting the Clickets. I think that's what they're called. Jenna, I have a video of these. Can you show the video of these glasses? Fantastic. I don't even care if Jenna says I'm a dork for wearing those. I would 100% rock those because the convenience, because you have no idea how annoying it is when someone's like, I need my glasses. They can't find their glasses. I left them in the car, blah, blah, blah. Just get the Clickets. I don't understand. I mean, as a chick, I get it. Okay. Because you pull the thing up, it's got a little harness around your head. I could see that messing up a chick's hair. But as a dude, you're fine. You 100% need the Clickets. And I don't think they're overly expensive, but just like click it. They got a little magnet there. Boom, you need them, put them on. Boom, take them off. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't know when I'm going to get these, but I will get them. And I don't care if I look like a dork. Jenna says it doesn't bother me. You do you. I agree. Okay, Jenna says people bother her with dirty glasses. Yeah, that's gross. Yeah, you got to clean those things. Jenna says she's a gum bubble popper. So, well, I'm not traveling with you anywhere. Here's another one that I thought you immediately sent to El Salvador. If you're rocking the Abe Lincoln beard, like no one looks good in that beard besides Abe Lincoln. Like he did it. That's over. It's done. There's no one else that can do that, can pull it off, because it's just not a good look unless it's like 1600s or wherever he was, what year he's from. I can't remember, but that's terrible. Also, and I don't think anyone does it, but if you did, you're gone. If you do the Hitler stash, which if you wanted the Hitler stash, like Hitler really screwed that up for you, because it's number one, it's not a good looking stash. Number two, the guy's had a bad run. So yeah, and everyone hates him, and deservedly so. So yeah, that's good. Okay. Jenna says this because of the stupid latest mustache that it isn't. Well, mustaches are phenomenal, Jenna, if you can grow one. If you can't grow a mustache, don't grow a mustache. It's another one. If you can't grow a mustache and you try to grow a mustache, El Salvador. Same thing with a beard. If you can't grow a beard and you're trying to grow a beard, El Salvador. If it looks like patchy, and no, either you grow a good beard or you're out. Okay, it's very simple. I don't know what to tell you. This one's hard. I'm sorry. Older people driving, and I know I'm getting up there in age, but if you're, say, 60s the new 50, I'm going to say 65 to 70, right around there. I'm going to get yelled at on this one. I feel like you should have to take another driving test, even if it's like a 5-second test, just 5 minutes. Like, get the keys in the car, go through the parking lot. Let's see if you run over any kids. Okay, let's see if you could navigate where a parking spot is, where a curb is. Do you know what the speed limit is? Because I've driven with a lot of old people, and I got to be honest, it's frightening. I would rather take the guy that I had last week in Vegas, where he did the belly turn. I think I'd rather have that guy, because he was like 28. Even though he was a quarter ton, I think I'd rather have that guy than 80-year-old who doesn't know what's going on. Their reaction time is just not there. You can't tell me it is. Them, El Salvador, they're gone. And the last one I have right now, people who sneeze excessively. Now, what I mean by this is, I get it. You sniff some pepper, something goes up your nose, there's pollen, whatever. You're allowed to sneeze. I'm not sending you El Salvador for one sneeze. Not even two. Okay. Not even three. I'm going to get to that one in a second. Have you ever ridden in a driverless Uber? No. I would love to, though. I think it would be fantastic. Back to me, though. If you get to 3 sneezes, you're borderline El Salvador. If you hit 4, you're gone. Because I've been around many people that they take like 15, 16 sneezes in a row. If you know you're that person, because I've known people, I knew this one lady who would sneeze every single time, 13 times. Like, once she started, it was 13 times, and then it was stopped. So something's wrong with her DNA. She's gone. She's in El Salvador. Jenna says she's a 10 sneezer. You're gone. You're going to El Salvador. 100%. Because unless, so Jenna knows she is El Salvador after 3 sneezes. If she sits 1 sneeze, 2 sneezes, and she knows it's going to go double digits, she runs to the other room, because no one wants to hear her do 10 sneezes. No one needs to hear double-digit sneezes. Gone, El Salvador, immediately. So that's my list. Jenna's cussing me out right then. If you keep them in, you'll fart. No, Jenna, I'm not saying you have to keep it in. I'm saying you got to get the hell out of the room. No one wants to hear your baker's dozen of sneezes. Get out. So that you people that sneeze excessively, El Salvador.